Good morning. Before I get into the art part, which is the part I love the most, but I don't know how many of you tune in to watch the art process, so I'm going to stick that at the end of my videos from now on, and those loyalists can head through this video to that and watch that at the end. But in the meantime, I want to talk about walking and why it's so important. I was doing a whole bunch of walking before I ever hurt my back. Thank heavens. I have come to believe that had I not been as strong as I was from the walking that I had been doing, I wouldn't have recovered anywhere near as quickly. It required me to be strong enough to get out of bed, strong enough to, anyway, I wouldn't have. But while I was laid up for almost 4 months, not being able to do much of anything, I couldn't even read because my eyes would get too tired. I would just fall asleep from the medication or despair or whatever. But I did watch a lot of YouTube videos. And I had my brain to deal with. So I was doing a lot of thinking. And then one day I came upon a particular video by Joe Dispenza. I think that's how you say his name. I'll put it up here. And it really resonated with me, and it changed my, it changed everything I did from there on out towards recovery. And I think it's changed my life for the better. And I think that I'm going to keep using those methods for the rest of my life. Certainly for this year that I have pledged to try and walk into the best year of my life ever. So here's the deal. I was wallowing a little bit. I wasn't sure I was going to get better. I was miserable. I was in pain. I was bored. I was in despair. And then I watched that video, and he suggested that I first identify what my dream was, and that secondly, I train my brain to believe that it was already happening. So I didn't have much else to do, so that's what I did, and I did it religiously. Every time I started to think, oh, this is awful, I hurt so bad, I would change that mindset to, my body is resting and getting ready to heal. My body has everything it needs in order to heal. The universe is surrounding me and offering me everything I need in order to heal and be strong again, so on and so forth. So I didn't have anything else to do, so I did that, and things started to change, because even though I was in that state physically, I wasn't in that state mentally or emotionally. I was convinced that I was going to get better. And when opportunities came up to assist me, I chalked them off as gifts from the universe, and I took part in them. Like, I was offered some surgery. I might have hesitated under different circumstances, but I just considered this a gift and another chance at recovery, and I took the surgery. And I spent the month before the surgery just enmeshed in the idea that it was going to fix my back pain. Now, fortunately it did. And I am aware that things happen that are out of our control. No matter, I'm not suggesting that we can just wish things away, but having that mindset that things were going to get better, and then identifying what it would take on my part to help them get better, allowed me to focus on the things that were important and not focus on the things that were bringing me down or getting in my way of recovery, like despair. So what I have done in preparation for this year of walking into the best year ever of my life, I have identified some areas, some dreams, some desires, and then under those, I have identified what practices lead me closer to those dreams and what practices take me further away. Now, I don't do any of this perfectly, There are days when I do the things I know aren't going to help. But because I have that structure in place, I'm able to regroup and refocus and get back on track. So hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to dry I go. I wish I could sing. I wish I could rhyme. Oh well. Hi-ho, hi. Is it so dark? Oh, it was nice when I started out today. Look at that cloud. I better go back and get my raincoat. While I was getting my raincoat, the sun came out again. Go figure. All right, here we go again. Back to the train station. Still can't sing. Okay, here's how I'm thinking about some of these pours and what I might do with them in terms of adding drawings. This to me is a perfect background for some of the cityscapes, the buildings, the bridges, the water stuff in Portland. So I'm going to save that as a whole. I'm not going to cut it out of the frame because it might end up being put into a frame, and I don't want to have to figure out how to do that with rough edges. So I'm going to leave that one like that. That means that I have got to go out and do a lot of drawing about the elements that I might collage onto the front of this. That's not going to happen today, but that's the way I'm thinking. All right. So I think for this to work, I actually need, I need to either cut the canvas or I need to have more drawings that go across the whole canvas. Let's see if I've got a larger one. Let's see what we got going here. I don't know. There, that might work. Is that wide enough? Almost, darn it. I could make it wider. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, it didn't really work to make it wider because then it made it too tall for the drawing to be not hidden by the canvas size. So this is what I'm gonna work with, just for playing, just for figuring out a few processes. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something different down here, but that works. I think I could put a person in the foreground here maybe a bicyclist or something to represent Portland better. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go back in here and put color. Maybe a pigeon would be good up here because there are a lot of pigeons down in Pioneer Square. All right, well, this is a beginning. I'm excited. Like I said, there are endless possibilities for this to grow into something, and I envision it being very large pieces. I might have to take some of my drawings and enlarge them actually before I collage them. I don't know what's going to happen. That's what's exciting about all of this. Okay, so stay tuned. Slow down, breathe, take your time. Yeah, sure.